A new beginning. This is a new year, a new beginning, and things will change. The old has passed away. Behold, the new has come. You may have had a lot of negative things in your past, things that weren't fair. Stop staring at your past and make space for God to create new beginnings in your lives. God is always doing something new. There is no better time than now. Forget and forgive your past hurts and start living your best life now. He will faithfully lead you. God bless you. We are in the 12th chapter, Introduction to Statistical Methods and Econometrics. Today let us see about correlation. Correlation is found on page number 265, 12.12. Correlation. This word correlation has two words in it, co and relation. The word correlation is made of co, meaning together, and a relation. Correlation is a statistical device that measures the degree to which two variables move in relation to each other. So correlation helps us to measure the degree to which two variables move in relation to each other. Correlation is a statistical device that helps to analyze the covariation of two or more variables. Sir Francis Galton is responsible for the calculation of correlation coefficient. So correlation is classified in several ways. Three of the most important ways of classifying correlation are based on the direction of change of variables, based upon the number of variables studied, and based upon the constancy of the ratio of change between the variables. So basically, correlation can be classified into three. First is based on direction. The next one is based upon the number of variables. And the third one is based upon the constancy of the ratio of the change between the variables. So based on direction, correlation can be subdivided as positive correlation and negative correlation. Based upon the number of variables studied, it can be further divided into simple correlation, multiple correlation, and partial correlation. Based upon the constancy of the ratio of change between the variables, it can be divided into linear correlation and non-linear correlation. So let me explain the types of correlation now. Based on the directions of change of variables, correlation can be classified into two. Correlation is classified into two types as positive correlation and negative correlation based on the direction of change of the variables. So what do you mean by positive correlation? When the values of the variables increase together, then it is called as positive correlation. When the values of the variables move in the opposite direction, it is called as negative correlation. The correlation is said to be positive if the values of two variables move in the same direction. Let me explain this with an example. If income and expenditure of a household increases or decreases simultaneously. What happens here? If income increases, the expenditure of the household may also increase. If income reduces, the expenditure of the household will also reduce simultaneously. So what happens here? The values of the variables move in the same direction. If the income increases, the expenditure increases. If income decreases, the expenditure also decreases. So what is observed here? the values of two variables move in the same direction. If income increases, expenditure increases. If income decreases, expenditure decreases. So this is called as positive correlation. What do you mean by negative correlation? The correlation is said to be negative when the values of variables move in the opposite direction. If price increases, what will happen to the demand? Demand decreases. So the values of the variables move in the opposite direction. Price increases, demand decreases. If there is a fall in the price, there is an increase in the demand. So here the values of the variables move in the opposite direction. So what do you mean by negative correlation? The correlation is said to be negative when the values of the variables move in the opposite direction. Next one is correlation based upon the number of variables studied. So here you have three types: simple correlation, multiple correlation, and partial correlation. What do you mean by simple correlation? If only two variables are taken for study, then it is called as simple variation. If only two variables are taken for study, then it is said to be simple correlation. If three or more than three variables are studied simultaneously, then it is termed as multiple correlation. If there are two variables, then it is called as simple. If there are multiple variables, then it is called as multiple correlation. If there are more than two variables, but only two variables are considered, keeping the other variables to be constant, then the correlation is said to be partial correlation. Hope you understood it. If there are only two variables, then it is called as simple. If there are more than two, if there are multiple variables, then it is called as multiple correlation. Partial means there are multiple values, but only two variables are considered, keeping the other variables constant. Then the correlation is said to be partial correlation. The last one is correlation based upon the constancy. We have the linear correlation and the non-linear correlation. Linear means the values form a straight line. Non-linear means the values do not form a straight line. Correlation is said to be linear when the amount of change in one variable tends to bear a constant ratio to the amount of change in the other. There is a change in x and there is the same amount of change in y. Correlation is said to be linear when the amount of change in one variable tends to bear a constant ratio. There is a constant ratio in the change. For example, if the values of x and y are given, okay, the values of x and y are given. The values of x is 2, 4, 6, 8. So there is a difference of 2. The values of x are 2, 4, 6 and 8. Here, the change in the value is constant. Similarly, if you take y, if the values are 5, 10, 15 and 20, how much is the change? The change is 5 here. In the x it was 2 and here it is 5. But the change is constant. 5, 10, 15, 20. The change is constant. When you take x, the change is 2, 4, 6, 8. So here correlation is said to be linear when the amount of change in one variable tends to bear a constant ratio to the amount of change in the other. So here it forms a straight line. So it is called as linear correlation. What do you mean by non-linear correlation? The correlation would be non-linear if the amount of change in one variable does not bear a constant ratio to the amount of change in the other variable. For example, take x. X is, the values of x are 2, 4, 6 and 8. 2, 4, 6 and 8. So what is the increase in the values? 2. And it is constant. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. Whereas if you take the values of y, the first value is 3. Second value is 5. Third value is 8. Fourth value is 12. Fifth value is 16. So what happens here? 3 to 5, the difference is 2. 5 and 8, the difference is 3. 8 and 12, the difference is 4. So the change in the value is not constant. Such a case, the correlation is said to be non-linear correlation. So these are the types of correlation. Next is methods of studying correlation. Methods of studying correlation. There are 4 methods to study. One is called as the scatter diagram method. If you have your textbooks, I think it will be easy for you to follow. Page number 266. It is not there in the PowerPoint. It is there in your textbook. The methods of studying correlation are 4. 1. Scatter diagram method. 2. Graphic method. 3. Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. And 4. Method of least square. Of these, the first 2 are based on the knowledge of diagrams and graphs. That is, the scattered diagram method and the graphic method makes use of diagrams and graph. Whereas Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation and method of least square are uses the mathematical methods. So now let us see Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. This is a method of calculating the correlation. Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. 3 formulas are given here. The first one is the direct method. Under the direct method, we use this formula. In the indirect method, we have 2 methods, the actual mean method and the assumed mean method. So Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation can be calculated in 3 ways. First one is called as the direct method. Direct method, we use this formula. Then there are 2 indirect methods. One is called as the actual mean method and the next one is called as the assumed mean method. So let us see certain problems. Then you will have some clarity on the calculation of Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation. Example 1. This is given in your textbook, page number 269. This is a very, very important question, quite often asked as a 5-mark question. Calculate Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation from the following data and interpret its values. Okay, so this is the problem. The problem will be given like this. Calculate Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation from the following data and interpret its values. Price is given and supply is given. Price X, supply Y. If the price is 10 rupees, supply is 40. Price is 12, supply 41. Price 14, supply 48. 15, 60, 19 and 50. So this is the data which is given. So your solution will be like this. You have to draw a tabular column with 5 columns. Let us take price as X and supply as Y. Price X. It's given 10, 12, 14, 15 and 19. Supply is also given 40, 41, 48, 60 and 50. So what is the Karl Pearson's coefficient of correlation using the direct method? This is the direct method. So the formula to be used is correlation. Correlation is given by R. Correlation is equal to summation sigma xy minus summation x into summation y divided by root of n summation x square minus summation x the whole square root of summation n summation y square minus summation y the whole square. So this is the formula. You have to memorize the formula. Without memorizing the formula, you will not be able to do it. If you memorize the formula, then you will know how many columns you have to draw. Okay. So the first one is you have to memorize the formula. Correlation is equal to n summation xy minus summation x into summation y divided by square root of n summation x square minus summation x the whole square into root of n summation y square minus summation y the whole square. Okay. So x is given, y is given. So next you have to calculate x into y, x into y. How will you calculate x into y? 10 into 40, 400. 12 into 41, 492. 14 into 48, 672. 15 into 60, 900. 19 into 50, 950. So this is how you calculate x into y. Next, x square. How should you calculate x square? 10 into 10. X square means x 2 times. 10 into 10, 100. 12 into 12, 144. 14 into 14, 196. 15 into 15, 225. 19 into 19, 361. Y square. How do you calculate y square? 40 square. 40 into 40, 41 into 41, 1681. 48 into 48, 2304. 60 into 60, 3600. 50 into 50, 2500. Okay, this is not 2560, it is 2500. Okay, so now what should you do? Summation means you have to add. Summation means you have to add. N means the number of values which are given. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So here your N is 5. Your N is 5. So correlation is equal to N 5 into what is summation xy? Summation xy is 3414. 3414 minus summation x. Summation x is 70. Summation y is 239. So 70 into 239 divided by square root of, how much is your n? N is 5. Sigma x square. What is your sigma x square? Sigma x square is 1026 minus sigma x the whole square. How much is your sigma x? 70. So 70 square into square root of n. N is 5 into sigma y square. How much is your sigma y square? 11685 minus sigma y the whole square. Sigma y means it is 239 the whole square. Then you can use the calculator. You multiply all this, then you can use the square root function and you can find out the answer. So r is equal to 340 divided by 547.65, which gives you plus 0.621. So how should we write the answer? Price of the product and supply for the product is positively correlated. So both are positively, because the answer is plus, positively correlated. When price of the product increases, then the supply for the product also increases. If you notice here, when as the price increases, the supply also increases, except at this point. In all the areas, as the price increases, the supply also increases. So totally, what is observed here? Price of the product and supply for the product is positively correlated. When price of the product increases, then the supply for the product also increases. This is what we have learned in 11th standard. Price and supply have a positive relationship or a direct relationship, whereas price and demand have an indirect, inverse relationship. Whenever there is an increase in the price, the supply also increases. Whenever there is a fall in the price, the supply also falls. So there is a positive relationship, or when price of the product increases, then the supply of the product also increases. Price of the product and supply for the product is positively correlated. I will stop with this and then carry on with the actual mean method and the assumed mean method.